Hello and welcome to the Panther Force YouTube channel. This is Zord, and I'm back with another Fix My Roster, this time from two members of the Paladins of Gork cluster. The first is a straightforward request of how to focus on progression, and the second is an LRE prep question. This will give us the chance to discuss how to prep for LRE as a lower level player. As always, if you enjoyed this content, please like, subscribe, and join us on Discord. Link is below. Let's get into it. As previously discussed, these are my principles of roster development: prepare for events, focus on guild raids and wars, and side projects are okay. The goals for this first player really align with the second point, guild raids. His stated goals are to finish the elite campaigns, after that point push his raid team to D3. He really wants to specialize as the anti-psyker guy in his guild, which I think is partly because he loves Dark Angels, and so he wants to run Forecast and Asmodai as much as possible, and most of the boss psychers are chaos. So I personally am the biggest proponent of playing meta. This is because I find guild raids to be the most satisfying game mode and most rewarding, so excelling there brings me happiness. Meta means big hits, so that's what I play. However, if this isn't you, that's okay too. Not everyone has to play perfect meta, just like not everyone wants to play whatever is strongest on tabletop or in whatever video game. Just know that your damage will be affected and you'll struggle to replicate the highest damage hits. However, I still think we can fine-tune these goals a bit and make them work for him. For instance, he wants to finish all the elite campaigns. If you're a completionist, sure, I get that. It's nice to collect all the badges and just be done. But you don't have to. You might remember these tables here. They came from an infographic from POH to help people find which campaign holds the elite and rare faction materials for each faction. I'll show them all in a minute so you can screenshot if you want. But anyway, you can use these to guide which campaigns to push, and you can determine how far you need to go. In this case, with the characters he wants to push, he does need to nearly finish all of the campaigns, but keep in mind finishing is not necessarily 3-starring every single node, and you'll save a lot of time and resources to be just good enough for a while. You just have to 3-star the important nodes that you want to raid. And in order to push these campaigns, these are the most important characters to push for each of them. You want to identify the campaign carries and push them disproportionately to the rest. Snot and Boss G are way more useful than Snappa, for instance. Just ignore Snappa. You don't need them. The other reason to push the campaign characters is that, one, they're just really useful in other modes such as LRE, and two, pushing your raid team to D3 takes a very long time. You want to open up the elite nodes ASAP, start farming those legendary nodes. You need about 80 to 85 legendary materials per unit. That means even raiding 6 times a day, you might get 2 a day. That's about 40 days of farming just legendary materials. And as a note, even if you don't want to focus on LRE prep, that's fine. I just really highly recommend you play them through as far as you can. You may want that unit later. Your progress does get saved between LRE events, and they're usually very useful characters. Now, as we start to discuss the next roster, we do need to take a minute here to discuss the classic LRE trap. In a nutshell, this means don't level useless characters. Focus on Guild Raid and Guild War characters and the classic LRE pairings, which we will discuss. Just don't level Certus for the Trajann event. It's not going to work out very well for you. When you go to the Tactics Planner, you can look at the master table for each LRE. Here is mine. Now, if you take this at face value, then you can see I'm just doing a horrendous job at LRE prep. My Jark isn't even gold, and Dalmacus, who fulfills 6 requirements, he is stone 1. What am I thinking? The truth is, no matter how many slots your unit may fill, it may be just a terrible LRE character. Take Jark, for instance. He's squishy, he is not a summoner, he does solo target physical damage, which is horrible armor penetration of about 1%, compared to Malladus and Rotbone, who are a very classic pairing of tankiness AoE damage and healing, together they can pretty much carry their tracks. So this is a useful table, but do not take it at face value. Let's look at LRE Prep for our second roster. He's definitely a newer player. We can see that on the alpha track that yes, Jark does fulfill two very challenging traits in Terrifying and Infiltrate, but he's not going to actually get very far in either no matter what. We see instead the classic LF Null and Revis combination, which we will see multiple times in this LRE and pretty much every other. This is a really, really strong pairing because Revis is extremely tanky and Aleph Null is a very good healer. You combine them together, you could usually turtle and carry a track for at least quite a long time. And on the right side, we also see Incissus in a powerful Imperial carry in Carrion. The beta track is another place where we see the Aleph Null and Revis combo. We actually see it 3 times. We can pretty much carry most of this whole track itself with Aleph Null and Revis. So you really can't push them high enough. I also do see that Malleus can get some attention as well, and this player is still missing Rotbone. I know they're close. It's really, really important to unlock them. I see Tutmos in Stone 1 Graveyard. Excellent. Keep him there. I don't care if he fulfills some traits. Do not level him. In the Gamma track, we do see Malleus and the would-be Rotbone combo again. They actually share 3 more traits in here. Also highlighting some summoners who are always very good in LRE, including Tangita and Abraxas. I could also include Archie here as well. The AI always goes for summons first, so use that against them. So to summarize LRE prep tips, you look for synergies, tanks and healers, characters in multiple traits together. In general, pushing a single track as far as you can is better than finishing one whole level. The points are much more favorable to push deeper. Even lower level players can use these tips to progress further in an LRE and work towards unlock. And that's it for today. I hope as always this was useful to someone. If it was useful or not useful, please join us on Discord and tell me so. And good luck on the Trajann LRE.